Hey there, and welcome to the RoboCop archive video review of RoboCop 2 for the Atari ST. Now, with RoboCop 1 being a pretty good conversion of the arcade game, you'd probably expect the sequel to also be an arcade conversion. I know I did, but like the first RoboCop game, the sequel shares very little with its arcade counterpart. The actual game is a mix of platforming and shooting, and the main part consists of two large jump and shoot levels, with bonus levels going in between. The game concludes with an extremely long and tedious battle with RoboCop, but more about that later.
Ready for duty, partner?
Nothing I'd rather do.
Now, the game graphics are decent. Nothing spectacular, but they are okay. The game has some nice but brief presentation screens, well-animated sprites, and some colorful backdrops. Robo himself is far from cool looking though, and leans more towards a generic game robot than anything else. Bad guys come in a variety of different punks, and Kane, Hobb, and Angie from the RoboCop 2 movie are in there as well. They are, however, not very well animated, and use 1 or 2 frames at the most. The directive is to arrest them, and to do this you just walk into them and you're given points for the trouble. Apart from collecting nuke canisters, there are also several civilians around the stages to save. But whether you arrest someone or save them, they simply just bounce down on contact and away from the screen and they are gone, so it's not exactly rewarding, it's just strange. Getting back to the enemies, they have and show absolutely no artificial intelligence at all. None. The common bad guys just run around left and right and shoot at whatever happens to be in their sight. Kane and his gang are even worse and just stand in one place all the time, with Hobb taking the grand prize by having his back turned to Robo. Whenever anyone is shot, he will instantaneously transform into some strange star sparkle and then disappear, presumably beamed up to some other dimension. The generic level bad guys also respawn, all the time. Shoot a bad guy and another shows up shortly after to replace him. The actual main enemy is the game itself and its rules and environments. On the platform levels, there's hidden traps everywhere that'll have you bang your head against a brick wall with annoyance. Progression through the game doesn't seem to rely on skills of any description. The collision detection is awful. Also, each level only has one restart point in the middle of the level, and until you've reached that point, you are sent back to the start of the level every time you die. That's right, one little mistake, one faulty jump, and you are punished by having to go back to the beginning again. The game even slaps you in the face by having a gun overheat thing. Shoot too much and your gun is useless for a short time. So basically, when the game throws so much shit at you that you have to shoot like crazy, the game's going to punish you by removing the gun. What the hell? Add some actual bad power-ups that mess up your controls and reverse everything, turning left to right, and we can only assume the game makers really hate the player. The best parts are actually the bonus levels that appear after each platform level. They are honestly pretty fun, look great, consist of target practice and memory maze game. They are actually more fun than the main game, but are sadly over too quickly. The target practice has an ammo and time limit, and the memory maze game only lets you miss one time and it's over, and you're back to the actual game.
With great pleasure, I give you RoboCop 2. Yes. Things will be a lot quieter with this boy around.
RoboCop is, as it should be, the final enemy, and he will terrorize you for what feels like an eternity in the last level that consists of several screens that change every time you're able to defeat him. The floor will break down and the screen scrolls down into a new part, and RoboCop will get up and attack you again. And again. And again. Sometimes he'll just sit and rest in the corner while various laser drones and mini A209s attack you, and when they are destroyed, he's back to blasting you. This goes on for 8 screens. Yes, 8 screens. And attack pattern gets more advanced and ridiculous every time. Once RoboCop is really destroyed, the game is over, and you're rewarded with this image of Robo, and that's it. It's over. It's definitely a punch in the nuts. So there you have it. This game is a pain in the ass to play, but at least it has some excellent puzzle and shootout bonus games in it. RoboCop 2 offers a considerable challenge, and only the most hardened game players will get any fun and enjoyment out of it. Everyone else will be driven insane by the harsh and unfair gameplay. Thanks for watching, and stay out of trouble.